what's your honest take on what AI means for Nigerian workforce in the next 10 to 15 years?
I want to see more Nigerian unicorns, and I think AI will make that happen because we already can see that we have Nigerian companies that achieve the unicorn status, right? And they are all heavily leaning into tech.
Okay, so with regards to that, what would you say gives you the most hope about where Nigeria is headed with AI?
The people, people like you who are already talking about AI and just, it's awesome. I love it. I love working with Nigerian people. They have the passion, they have the drive. The other day I went to a tech conference. It was called Young People in Tech. It was a room full of young Nigerian people building with AI. And it just filled my heart with so much joy, right?
What would you say is one thing Nigerian businesses are slipping on right now with regards to AI?
Building a system that is maintainable and sustainable. I think I love Nigeria, but when you love something, you care about something, you also have to be honest. I think Nigeria has a problem with maintenance, right? We see that things are being built fast and they're new, they're exciting, but maybe if you look at it 10 years after that, 20 years after that, you might see that it's not being well maintained. And it's the same with business operations, right? So I would say that if I would be a Nigerian business owner right now, I would have strategies that are not only for the next year, but really being ambitious and bold and saying, okay, what are our plans for the next 50 years, 100 years?
Will you say AI is overhyped, underhyped, or it's just exactly where it should be right now? How can companies stay ahead, equip their teams, and turn AI into an opportunity instead of a threat? Now, that's exactly what we're exploring today on what business leaders need to do in order to stay competitive in the AI era. This is the Techeconomy Podcast, and again with me in the studio today is my amazing guest, Mira Wörgötter. Welcome to the Techeconomy Podcast, where we go beyond the headlines and have actual conversations. So today we are still diving deep into AI, right? And I have Mira here with me again. It's so nice to have you on the show, Mira.
Thank you.
All right, so our focus today is basically going to be around what Nigerian business owners should be doing now to remain competitive with regards to AI, of course, in the market, right? So we talk a lot about AI and jobs. Like from our last conversation, AI is coming for your jobs and the likes. There's a lot behind the scene, displacement, replacement, and the likes.
Yes.
So what's your honest take on what AI means for Nigerian workforce in the next, let's say, 15 years, 10 to 15 years?
I want to see more Nigerian unicorns, and I think AI will make that happen because we already can see that we have Nigerian companies that achieve the unicorn status, right? And they are all heavily leaning into tech. And for example, when I look at Germany and the successful businesses in Germany like Siemens and Bosch, those are all industrial businesses. And that was peak German time, right? Was industrialization. And I think now in Nigeria, AI can be that peak Nigerian time where we have the fintech, we have the software businesses. So yeah, my prediction is that in 5 years, we will see a massive increase in terms of the economy and the companies that are successful on a global scale.
Okay, so with regards to that, what would you say gives you the most hope about where Nigeria is headed with AI?
The people, people like you who are already talking about AI and just, it's awesome. I love it. I love working with Nigerian people. They have the passion, they have the drive. The other day I went to a tech conference. It was called Young People in Tech. It was a room full of young Nigerian people building with AI. And it just filled my heart with so much joy, right?
Yeah. Right. All right. So my next question is, so SMEs, that's small businesses, they make up like the bulk of Nigeria's economy. So
yes.
How realistic will you say AI adoption is for a small business owner who, let's say, has limited budget?
I think it's very realistic because SMEs are beautifully positioned because they can test a lot with AI and can make decisions independently. They don't have to run through the different, head off and, they can just really try and fail and try again. And that's the fastest way to learn. But what you say, I also want to consider is that they have to be more conservative with their budget. So looking at, AI workflows that are budget friendly, which is also very possible. For example, if you look at Chinese AI models, they are very cost efficient and also very powerful.
All right. So what you've done a lot of AI trainings here in Nigeria. So what would you say a well-structured AI training program for like a corporate team? What would you say that actually looks like? I'm talking timeline, I'm talking the investment, I'm talking outcome. What would you say a well-structured AI training looks like?
So for timeline, we right now have 2 programs. One is the sprint, which is 5 days. The other one is 6 weeks, right? So 1.5 months. And in terms of budget, you will not like to hear this, but I'm sorry, if you're not willing to spend at least 500K to 1 million on proper training, you will be disappointed. You might be left with a nice certificate that you can frame, and put on nice display, but you will not see increase in profit. And that AI training is successful when the business actually has a system, is not only using tools, but they have a system that it brings measurable outcome in terms of time saved, right? Money or revenue increase, all these things that can be measured. And you can say, okay, we have this amount of percentage in revenue increase. We have this percentage in time being saved on this specific task.
So with everything you said, I believe you're building something here in Nigeria. So what would you say is the vision? Like, what are you working towards?
Yeah, the vision is to see many more successful Nigerian businesses that are also operating on a global scale. I don't see why it's only American businesses that can operate globally like this. You know what I mean? I had actually a conversation with someone. She runs a fashion business, and then she went viral on social media, and all of a sudden she also had people reach out from France, from different countries, right? And then she ran into this issue where she now all of a sudden had to handle the shipping and all of that, right? And she has the talent and the ability to scale. And I think if she actually would integrate AI into her processes, she also has the operational systems that will carry her when she's doing this transformation. So I want to see more Nigerian businesses which are, operating on local scale to make that leap, the global leap.
Okay, so in the run to make that global leap, what would you say is one thing Nigerian businesses are slipping on right now with regards to AI?
Building a system that is maintainable and sustainable. I think I love Nigeria, but when you love something, you care about something, you also have to be honest. I think Nigeria has a problem with maintenance, right? We see that things are being built fast and they're new, they're exciting, but maybe if you look at it 10 years after that, 20 years after that, you might see that it's not being well maintained. And it's the same with business operations, right? So I would say that if I would be a Nigerian business owner right now, I would have strategies that are not only for the next year, but really being ambitious and bold and saying, okay, what are our plans for the next 50 years, 100 years, right?
All right, so seeing how there are a couple people whereby some utilize AI and some don't, would you say AI adoption is a technology problem, or would you say it's a people problem at this point?
I would say it's a people problem in the sense that what you just mentioned, that we also have to talk about class and accessibility. Some people, unfortunately, they don't have the same access as others because they are not having the same education, all these things that you need in order to actually use AI and learn about AI. So when we know how to address that, when we focus not only on implementation, but also education, that's when I think that we will make much progress.
Okay, so if you are to advise a business owner on two things, either to buy the AI solution first or to build the strategy first, which one would it be?
Strategy. If you have a good strategy without AI, it will be even more successful when you use AI. If you have a bad strategy, right, and you use AI, it will get even worse because AI is an amplifier. If you garbage in, garbage out is what we call it in tech. What you put into the AI, AI will just 10x it. But if you put garbage in, you will have 10x the garbage that you put in. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. All right. So before we even get to the part of building your strategy first, what's one thing you think, if you are having a conversation with, let's say, a Nigerian CEO right now, what's one thing you think you tell them to fix first before even having the thought of AI? Like internally, what's one thing they should work on first before having a conversation about AI whatsoever?
Data management and focusing on a culture within the company that is focused on documenting, right? So really pushing your team, your employees to focus on documenting everything that's going on, that goes from business meetings, transcribing the business meetings to, everything else, measuring the social, like collecting the social media comments and, the emails you get, really collecting and documenting everything that's going on within the business, because that is the fuel for AI,
Okay, so my next question is actually very interesting. So basically, we hear AI. When you ask some people, what do you understand about AI? They just tell you artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes.
They have no other idea whatsoever. So
Yes.
I want to put you on the spot right now.
Yes.
If you were to tell a 10-year-old what AI is, how would you break it down to them?
That's a tough question, right? Because the funny thing is we talk about AI a lot, but when we really get down to the nitty-gritty to understand it is difficult. Because, I would say if you're a 10-year-old, I would say, okay, imagine, think about your brain and how you can remember things and how you, for example, can tell your friend what you did yesterday, right? And you have all this information. AI is the same, but it runs on a computer, right? But then also simultaneously saying that there's certain things that AI cannot do, like, crying, feeling emotion, So AI cannot be upset. And that's how I would explain it to a 10-year-old.
All right. Okay, so one more. What's one AI tool that you have used? Maybe you used it for the first time and then you just immediately fell in love with it.
Notion. Notion is not an AI tool necessarily, but it has a lot of nice AI features. And I can see now I'm leaning more towards AI integration. I don't want to tool switch because that's also annoying and costs a lot of time. I want my AI to live where my data lives. And Notion is such a good tool for that because I track all my, my meetings that I transcribe, everything in Notion. Then I can use AI to turn that information into content, right? To really use that information to my advantage.
So roughly, how many AI tools would you say you have tested? And
oh my God. I don't know, man. I would say at least hundreds.
oh wow.
Yes, at least. I've tested so many, especially in the beginning when I was still also unsure about my own knowledge and expertise. I would just jump on the hype train, right? I was just like, I see a tool. This AI tool is changing your whole life. You need to try it. I'm like, okay, where can I sign up? Now I'm a bit more conservative and I'm a bit more relaxed, right? I'm like, if a new tool is coming.
was going to be one AI tool you can genuinely live without, but I'm pretty sure you're going to go with Notion again.
Yeah, I'm a Notion evangelist. What can I say? I use it every day. This is the one tool that I genuinely use every day.
All right, interesting. So what's another AI tool that you would say is probably overhyped right now?
Overhyped? I almost want to say Claude. I love Claude. I just feel like it's overhyped in terms of how much it actually costs if you want to run it at big scale and how much you actually get for it. I think Claude made AI very accessible and very productive, but if you know if you have a bit more technical knowledge, it's very easy to rebuild the things that that Claude can do for you with tools that are more cost efficient.
All right. So just to follow up to that one, will you say AI is overhyped, underhyped, or it's just like exactly where it should be right now?
I think AI it depends from what angle you're looking at. I feel like if I'm sometimes in the tech bubble, I think it's overhyped when I talk to tech bros, right? And they're like, even the headlines on YouTube, it annoys me so much, this AI tool is going to change your life. Like, come on, like, the clickbait and all of it, that annoys me. At the same time, I think for certain people, it's underhyped. For example, I think about mothers who have to manage so many things, right? They have to go shopping and all of that, and how AI can actually help them to manage their daily life better so they're not burned out, right? AI can actually do that for people, it can save you from burnout. That's an amazing thing.
All right, so just one last question before we wrap it up. If you were to make a prediction about where AI is headed, what would it most likely be?
That's also difficult to answer, because, I will say the most prominent assumption is that we will have AGI, but then we have to look at what AGI actually means, right? And how we would define that. Then also we leave out a lot of times that how much compute and energy we actually need in order to power these supercomputers. So it's also a question of, resources. So I would say that I hope that AI will mature in the way that we have more realistic approach to what's actually useful and what's just trash. And we will focus more on the useful use cases, and we will focus more on augmented intelligence, which is actually, helping the people. And it's like a people first approach. I'm people first. I'm not AI first. I'm people first. That is my own hope and my own what I want to happen.
All right. So now, speaking directly to our audience, what's one advice that you would give to someone who has not made any attempt to utilize or even engage with AI at all?
Find communities that want to reach the same goal that you have or that have the same interest, and then have that conversation about AI. So have that conversation with your fellow, mother friends, with your fellow church members, really talk to people, because when something new is happening, when change is happening, it can feel very isolating. You can feel like you're left behind and everyone is so much in front of you. Then when you actually talk to people, you realize, oh, this person is having the same thoughts, right? And it can be very reaffirming, and it can empower you to not, approach this technology with fear, but with, excitement and confidence.
All right. So thank you, Mira. It's been actually a very insightful and educating conversation with you, because I need to check Notion out, by the way.
Oh, you do?
Because you have spoken a lot about it. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time here also. It's been amazing having you around, and I look forward to having more conversations like this as well as we evolve in the coming future. So yeah, we've come to the end of this episode, and I'm pretty sure you had an amazing time watching this, because I did. I got to learn a lot of things, and I have a lot that I'm going to take out of here. So if you're a business owner, a CEO, or a startup, whatever it is, you should know why you need to utilize AI and how to go about it, with building your strategy first and the likes before just buying AI and just going all the way without having a straightforward direction. So I'm sure you enjoyed this episode, so don't forget to leave us a like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also, send this video to someone who you think needs to see this. And until next time, it's Bookie here from Techeconomy, and we will see you in the next one.